Thank you for coming to my channel. If you liked this video or learned something, please consider liking this video and subscribing to my channel. I have included some BBC and Al Jazeera footage along with maps and images for you to get a comprehensive outlook on the matter. Armenia and Azerbaijan have put themselves on a war footing after heavy clashes erupted over the disputed region of Nagorno-Karabakh. The worst clashes since 2016 have raised the specter of a new war between long-standing rivals Azerbaijan and Armenia, which have been locked for decades in a territorial dispute over the Armenia-backed breakaway region of Nagorno-Karabakh. One of the world's oldest conflicts, a territorial dispute between Armenia and Azerbaijan, has re-erupted into fierce combat that killed at least 23 people. Helicopters were reportedly shot down and tanks destroyed as the two ex-Soviet republics battled over the breakaway Nagorno-Karabakh region, which is a mountainous region of about 4,400 square kilometers or 1,700 square miles, traditionally inhabited by Christian Armenians and Muslim Turks. The region is internationally recognized as part of Azerbaijan but controlled by ethnic Armenians. When it broke away in the early 1990s, tens of thousands died in fighting. Ethnic and religious differences which had been suppressed under communism resurfaced with devastating consequences. Azerbaijani President Ilham Aliyev said on Sunday he was confident of regaining control over the breakaway region. The conflict in the Caucasus Mountains has remained unresolved for more than 3 decades, with periodic bouts of fighting. Border clashes in July killed at least 16 people, prompting the largest demonstration for years in the Azerbaijani capital Baku, where there were calls for the region's recapture. Any upsurge could unsettle markets as the South Caucasus is a corridor for pipelines carrying oil and natural gas from the Caspian Sea to world markets. Sunday's fighting with the use of heavy weaponry along the line of control is the most serious escalation in recent years. It is common in this decades-long conflict for both sides to accuse the other of firing the first shots, and what we are seeing is not just military action but also an information war. It is difficult to independently verify official information. Azerbaijan's claim to have liberated territory controlled by Armenians has been denied by the Armenian authorities. Similarly, Armenia's claims to have inflicted heavy losses on Azerbaijani forces have been dismissed by Baku. Moreover, the Azerbaijani authorities have restricted internet use inside the country, in particular access to social media. Turkey's emphatic support may embolden Azerbaijan. Back in August, the Azerbaijani defense minister said that with the help of the Turkish military, Azerbaijan would fulfill its sacred duty, in other words, take back its lost territories. Armenia's defense ministry said an attack on civilian settlements in Nagorno-Karabakh, including the regional capital Stepanakert, began at 8:10 local time, 4:10 Greenwich Mean Time, on Sunday. A woman and child were killed, officials said. The separatist authorities in Nagorno-Karabakh said 16 of their servicemen had died, with 100 injured. Armenia said it had shot down 2 helicopters and 3 drones, as well as destroying 3 tanks. Armenia's government declared martial law and total military mobilization, shortly after a similar announcement by the authorities inside Nagorno-Karabakh. Martial law is an emergency measure under which the military takes over the authority and functions of the civilian government. "Get ready to defend our sacred homeland," Armenian Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan said after accusing Azerbaijan of pre-planned aggression. Warning that the region was on the brink of a large-scale war, and accusing Turkey of aggressive behavior, he urged the international community to unite to prevent any further destabilization. According to Azerbaijani prosecutors, 5 members of the same family were killed by Armenian shelling of one village in Azerbaijan. Azerbaijan's defense ministry confirmed the loss of 1 helicopter but said the crew had survived, and reported that 12 Armenian air defense systems had been destroyed. It denied other losses reported by Armenia. President Aliyev said he had ordered a large-scale counter-offensive operation in response to Armenian army attacks. In Soviet times, Nagorno-Karabakh became an autonomous region within the Republic of Azerbaijan. Internationally recognized as part of Azerbaijan, but majority of population is ethnic Armenian. An estimated 1 million people displaced by 1990s war, and about 30,000 killed. Separatist forces captured some extra territory around the enclave in Azerbaijan in the 1990s war. Stalemate has largely prevailed since a 1994 ceasefire. Russia has traditionally been seen as an ally of the Armenians. The Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe, OSCE, has long been trying to mediate a settlement of the conflict, with diplomats from France, Russia and the US, making up the OSCE Minsk Group, trying to build on a 1994 ceasefire. Just how fragmented is this region? Azerbaijanis are a predominantly Turkic people with whom Turkey has close ties, although unlike Turks, most Azerbaijanis are Shia, not Sunni, Muslims. Turkey does not have relations with Armenia, a mainly Orthodox Christian country which has historically looked to Russia for support. Iran, a mainly Shia state, has a large ethnic Azerbaijani community but maintains good relations with Russia. Russia and Turkey, a NATO member, back opposing sides in Syria's ongoing civil war. Since the USSR collapsed in 1991, the ethnic divisions in Armenia and Azerbaijan have become even starker. According to an Armenian report in 2004, just 30 people in Armenia, population 3.1 million, identified as Azerbaijanis, while the 2009 census for Azerbaijan, population 9.7 million, recorded 183 Armenians living in areas other than Nagorno-Karabakh. A 2015 census for the unrecognized Republic of Artsakh, or Nagorno-Karabakh, population 145,053, records no Azerbaijanis as living there. In Soviet times, they had made up more than a fifth of the region's population. Turkey is widely considered Azerbaijan's main supporter in the conflict. Svante Kornel wrote in 1998 that Turkey is the only country that constantly expressed its support for Azerbaijan. It provided Azerbaijan active military help during the war. Turkey also supports Azerbaijan diplomatically. Turkish and Azerbaijani armed forces cooperate extensively and regularly hold military exercises. Has Azerbaijan been emboldened by Turkish support? President Erdogan called Armenia the biggest threat to peace and tranquility in the region. Iran, which borders both Azerbaijan and Armenia, is officially neutral and has sought to play the role of a mediator, most notably in 1992, and has offered to broker peace talks. In its official statements, Iran calls for a peaceful settlement and restraint during skirmishes. Iran is closely monitoring the conflict with concern and calls for an immediate end to the conflict and the start of talks between the two countries, Saeed Khatibzadeh said. At the same time, Iranian officials have repeatedly reaffirmed their support for Azerbaijan's territorial integrity. France, which has a large Armenian community, called for an immediate ceasefire and dialogue. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov, meanwhile, was in intensive talks with his Turkish counterpart to reach a return to negotiations. Charles Michel, president of the European Council, called for a halt to fighting and an immediate return to negotiations. The conflict over the Nagorno-Karabakh region can only be resolved through negotiations, added the German Foreign Minister Heiko Maas, whose country currently holds the rotating European Union presidency. From Vatican, I pray for peace in the Caucasus and I ask the parties in the conflict to make gestures of goodwill and brotherhood that may lead to resolving problems, not with the use of force and weapons, but through dialogue and negotiation, the leader of the Roman Catholic Church, Pope Francis said.